like, when I say I'm ballroom, I hope that all of you in here can understand that that's a statement that each of us gets to take and carry with us along. It doesn't mean I am ballroom. It means we are ballroom. Hey, Africa. And you never realize where you're at, and I might rant for a second, but you never realize where you're at until you take that moment to look back. You have to look back at times. And I took that moment to look back just a lot. And I'm from an island that if you drive 2.5 hours, you drive off the side. When the plane lands, my fiance was with me, and took her to Tobago last year for the first time. I went back for the first time in the past 2 years, and we landed. I said to him, "Be careful because the plane might fall off the runway." And he goes, "No, that's not possible." So when we landed at Crown Point and Robinson Airport, he grabs my hand and he goes, "Babe, it really is the ocean on the other side." So my heart is happy because I get to live a dream that I never thought I could. And to be the NYU scholar, Steinhardt scholar, is like, I don't have a degree. Y'all gonna take it from me yet? I don't have a degree. And there's something that Sean Coleman of Destination Tomorrow did that gave me a lot of inspiration. And that was that he was like, "You're gonna be my director of programs." And I said, "Well, I don't have a degree." And he said, "But you have the experience, the know-how, and the knowledge, and the reason that you didn't have that degree is because they wouldn't allow you to. But you can do the job." And so he gave me this, like, yes, you can, and put me in position and fought for me. And that propelled me to many heights, like you see it. I don't see it. Because that's like me. It's like, that's like me. And so my heart is joyous. It really, I thank y'all so much. Like, everybody.
Thinking about joy. What brings me joy? This is not a question I have prepared, but I'm thinking about it now. I call you on TikTok. Because it's not a TikTok dance you don't do, and when I get on social media, you're always TikTok, and I'm like, she's always dancing. Why TikTok? What does that do for you? What does that bring you?
So it was a pandemic, and I was bored in the house. and that's one of the first videos was, bored in the house. And then I realized that I got to reach people. And people say don't read your comments. But during that time, I had to understand balance. And I had to realize that, yes, there will be negative comments, but what am I going to focus on, right? Am I going to go towards the negativity, or am I going to go towards the positivity? And people were loving me. And my dance was not that great. Yes, study dance and all that stuff, but people took it from me. But yes, now I'm older, I'm back in it, and I'm like, I can do this. And it was also a workout that was fun because you have to learn these things. And it was a distraction from George Floyd, from my young sister that was murdered in Texas while we were filming that show. And TikTok just let me say, you know what? They call you an activist. They call you an advocate. But they don't see that you are just trying to survive, trying to get to where what other people take for granted. So therefore, it was that sense of, I need that escape. I need that space to be able to say, I'm having fun, right? And TikTok provided that. And I love it. And sometimes I get away from it. And I love that too. But also, I get to interact with people that are just like me. People who have had my experience, who are going through things. And I believe this. Everything that I went through, I want to make sure that you don't have to go through it too. I am not one of those people that believe, oh, I worked hard for this and I had to go through this, so therefore you don't have to go. No, I'm not. I was paying dues for years. I was walking Mercedes-Benz fashion shows, and it was my baby Jay Lynn, one of my babes, that saw me and said, I see you. I saw you in that train station with your bag late at night. And no one knew what it was like to have a husband at home with a car, and I'm on the train going to Fashion Week, right? Stumbling with my bags, falling in the street, showing up on that runway. And once I'm done, it was like they did me a favor. But you put me in your show because I could carry those garments. And I had to start to realize that I am worthy. I do have value. And because you gaslight me and tell me I don't, doesn't mean I have to believe it. So we have, yeah.
Come on. And so anyone who knows me knows I love Toni Morrison. She's all over my house, the incredible author, essayist, novelist. But one of her last interviews before Toni passed, she was asked about her last lecture. Toni, if you could give any final word, what would you talk about? And she said, I would talk about becoming and remaining human and what it means as a human to do the right thing. Dominique, when we first met you and we sat down and talked about your scholarly residence, what you said every 5 minutes is our humanity, we are human, we are human. Why did you want that to be the message of your residency? And what do you think this idea of our shared humanity affords us as we work across differences and work across obstacles? Why did you keep going back to that phrase?
Because I feel we got lost. I feel that we got lost in the aesthetic. We got lost in the trying to come up off of digging your heels into someone's shoulders instead of standing on their shoulders. When you face prejudice, discrimination, when you hear people talk about the abomination, and you hear people talk about others in this disgusting manner, telling someone that another human being is not worthy, doesn't have value, like we should imprison them, we should kill them. For me, I happened to go to school, and I took biology. I think it was mandatory for all of us. And during that class, I realized that everything else is an add-on, right? When you have a child, you usually don't know what's happening, right? It is us that have gained and put this structure together of where we have this segregation of male and female, of who's supposed to live here, who's supposed to live there, and then this person is better than that person. But when you look at our biology, we can all get cancer. We can all get any disease or illness or anything that's out there. Look at the pandemic that rocked us, right? And then the universe, and God is mine, and that's me personally, so I don't want to offend anyone about religion or anything. But for me, it was like, look at what is happening to y'all. You have a pandemic, and we're fighting against each other, right? But if we took away everything, every single thing, the Gucci, the Veronica Beard, the Louis Vuitton, the house in the suburbs, we took all that away. We're still all human beings, right? Sharing emotions. The way that you say to another person, you can't walk into this bathroom, imagine if someone said that to you. My grandmother told me, we do unto others as we have others do unto us. And that is mine. That is how I live every single day. I don't feel for arguments. I don't feel for debates at times because it's unnecessary. We have to see our human. If you get cut, you're going to bleed. So am I. If you have heart disease, you're going to need to see a doctor. The only person that needs to understand our gender and sexual identity and orientation are doctors. We need to see each other as human beings, as brothers and sisters, and respect that. It's not about how much money you make. That is what the world constructed. We look at each other and we do this negative talk from negative spaces, and we don't realize that we need to uplift each other. So when I'm on TikTok and I get those messages, yes, mother, we see you. When you call me mother TikTok, it's value. When Genovia calls me out and says, auntie, there's a project that I feel. When my brother Michael Rosen says to me, you know what, we're taking you to see Dr. Tyra in Denver. We have something working out. It's Black Pride, Colorado. We're going to do that. That's seeing the human in each of us. I should not be sitting in my house, right? And no shade. I have to do that because that's how the world set it up, right? The world set it up, and in order for me to be safe, I had to make a certain amount of money and look a certain way to be able to live in a certain space to be able to be safe. That's not fair. So we need to see the human in each of us. Why are there billionaires when people are starving? $1 million will fix a village in Colombia. How is it that I get to eat, and this is how I feel? If I'm eating caviar, everybody should have the opportunity to eat caviar. If I walk into a store and buy my Christian Louboutin, it should have took me 10 years to buy them because the Lord should have provided for me, because we have a society of classism where we have people up here who are saying, I can't sit on a toilet unless someone wipes it, and that's their job for their life. But the next person can't even eat. Why is it that certain people get medical insurance? Why is it that certain people get certain types of medication, but then other people get generic? Right? So, when I talk about human, it's because of, hi Jenny, it's because I'm seeing, hey Martha, wait my Martha, I love you so much, and thank you for all you do for the trans community. Thank you for seeing us as human. Thank you for believing in us as human. And I know I'm going on, but I just need for each and every one of you, whether you're a ballroom, no matter what you are, don't look at the fact that she didn't get her lace ring right. Don't look at the fact that that wig is synthetic. Don't take people's joy. Right? Because when a lot of people get dressed, they get dressed for what they feel. And because of our experiences, we don't see the human enough. We see the trend. And say, girl, no way. Look at how long it took us to be able to wear an afro. This top of my head is hot. But society didn't see the human in me and told me I had to look a certain way, so it stuck. So when I talk about human, I'm talking about our real, our foundation, where we come from. It's not sex, it's not who has a penis or not. That's everybody's business. That's not everybody's business. That's their personal business. What you got? How you want to live your life is fine. You align with whatever. Just don't bring harm to anyone else while you live your life. That's the basic. But do you? I'm in a process right now, and it's probably a 10-year journey. But y'all gonna see this after it goes in my life. You are. These leaves are hot and expensive. Okay, that's it.
The year ahead of us. Humanity is the center. Also at the center is genuine collaboration. You made it clear, and I made it clear, we did not want it to be NYU and Ballroom, where NYU is trying to save, where we have victimized, where we treat communities that have nothing to offer. We wanted to ask questions about what do we learn from each other and how do we move forward together and collectively, which is not the norm, unfortunately. Because as you know, institutions often go into spaces and think about people only as victims and not in terms of what we can learn from them. So my question for you is, what do you hope NYU learns from Ballroom over the next year?
Well, there's a lot. And I just went really long with that last one. But I will say this. Again, it's about learning humanity. It's about learning resilience, right? It costs a lot to go here, you know, and for some of us and some of my brothers and sisters in Ballroom, they will have this dream, but they may not be able to achieve it because sometimes we have gatekeepers and sometimes we have people that just won't allow you to get in. So for me, it's let me show you that what you are going to school to learn, we didn't need to. But what we may need is the ability to understand how we can take our skill and use it in the professional world. And what you need to learn is that if you have a can of spray paint, pieces of plastic, and a few strips of fabric, you can make a couture gown.
No shame.
Because let me tell you something else about us in Ballroom. Even though sometimes we have to steal it. Yeah, being truthful. We were fabulous, and we were denied, but yet people came into our communities and fetishized us. You wouldn't give us a job where we can actually do stuff, but you show up our doors at 2 o'clock in the morning to fetishize us. So, yeah, let's get together, and in this collaboration, let's teach each other how to actually survive and thrive. Let's teach each other how to make something out of nothing, because that's what the world gave us, nothing, and look at where we sit right now.
And the final question. So this event is connected loosely to an external event in which we are honoring intergenerational group of femme queens in Ballroom. I know you cannot make that event because you have other things, but what would you like to say to your sisters, femme queens, past, present, and future?
So, I'm going to first off start with an apology, because I did not, for a while, ever want to be called a femme queen. I was like, you know what? Butch queen, femme queen, I'm a woman. And you need to respect that. And so don't call me any femme queen. But my apology comes from an understanding that the femme queen power is divine. The femme queen power. The femme queen power is an ability to hold your head high. The ability to leave the ditches, walk through the streets, and hold your own. The confidence. Do you understand that when you see a lot of these women out here today, especially our black sisters, even those that do not acknowledge us, every time they flip their hair, that is Sanaya. That is Naomi, right? When they stand and they walk, you know who they're watching? Us, right? So I had to come into that understanding that yes, that femme queen is not a degradation. This is our power. We are feminine. We are living in our feminine divine. And that is who we are. And it needs to be appreciated, accepted, and most of all, respected. And brothers out there, but to my sisters, because, you know, we got a thing. But let's just talk about, I can talk to my sisters. All right, I don't have anything I can talk to my sisters right now. Okay, good. We shape the world at times and don't even realize it. And yet we are so gaslit that we forget our power. We are mothers beyond. And when I say beyond, because when a biological mother says to her child, you're not, and that femme queen says, come on, child, I may be wealthy, I may have to do this, I may have to do that, but you're going to go to school, and I'm going to sacrifice me for you. To my sisters, don't stop. We will not stop being who we are. We are women from an ancestral realm that I believe is dedicated to nurture and to grow. So yes, you will feel that pain, just like the black woman in the slavery struggle, right? When you talk about the Willie Lynch letters, right? The black woman was used to contain the black man so they could train him like a horse, right? The femme queen is now breaking that because we give the love, we give the support. We are a part of those black women who provide the support to nurture and uplift our black kings. So therefore, to all of my sisters, don't stop what you're doing, but take time for self. It is not about looking like the next woman. It's about being the woman that you are. And it's high time that our communities stop with the, oh, she got a big back and she got this. Listen, I was on the train and I watched a woman be shamed. Called a man, and I'm sitting right next to the man and he's like, look at that dude, look at that, just going in at her. And she said, I'm pregnant. And he was like, you can't be pregnant, stop lying. But you know what? She was. So when you talk about how a woman is supposed to look, and to my femme queen sisters, we put ourselves through danger to get that look. You don't need to. You're authentic. You're beautiful as you are. You don't have to be like anyone else. You don't have to look like Cardi B. She looks like us. And I love her. Listen, my sisters, be in your power. Do not continue to be gaslit into believing that there's something wrong with you while people are taking from you when you constantly pour out. To my sisters, protect your youth. Always, always protect your youth. But never, ever, ever stop giving the love and support that we have always done, because guess what? We are Ballroom. Who is a drag queen from Colorado? That's that, right? Yes. Okay, good. From Colorado. Stand up, please, baby. And let me tell you what makes a hell of a difference in their lives. And any femme queen in this house will tell you what makes